We are in Dublin and at the Dublin Biennial with John Nieman from the US, a New Yorker. And I want to welcome you to Dublin.
Thank you.
It's great seeing you again. I had the honor of showing your works in Italy.
Which I
And
loved.
it's always an honor. Your works are amazing. They're at the cover of the magazine, actually, because they're so admired. So I would like just to ask you to share with us a little bit about your works and
Okay.
a little bit about yourself.
Okay, sure. I've been doing this for about 10 years now. And actually, I've been doing it sort of for a lifetime. But I started when I was in high school and then dropped it. I just stopped. And I began to write. So I became a writer and then became an advertising guy. And so I began to appreciate words and visuals. And then I got the chance to get out of that field with enough money to live. So I decided I'd like to do what I like to do. I would like to have fun and creatively push myself a little bit. So then I started this series. This is called Art. This is a series. I actually have 3 or 4 series, but this one I call Art of Lists. So I create a list, because I do like words still. So I create a list. First of all, I come up with a concept. So this was a concept called Good Fortunes. Good Fortunes. So I created this, and I had the idea for the visual up front. Then I created a list of all the good fortunes I could ever have in my life. What would be the best thing that could ever happen? Today is your lucky day. She says, why not? The traffic cop is sleeping. No one ever finds out. So I do this.
The test is negative.
The test is negative. So these are all good things that could happen to you. And then I do this picture of good fortunes over it. And this one is called In One Basket. This is all about, first of all, it's putting all your eggs in one basket. And it's a series of things of just putting everything in one basket, sometimes to your detriment, do you know? One college application only, which is not such a good idea, just throwing all your... So I do that. So they have a little bit of a sense of humor, some of them. And I like the fact, I try to do work that has some kind of an impact from across the room. But as you get closer, there's another layer, and maybe something, a little bit of a reward for the person who spends time with the painting. To go, okay, oh, I get it. What I find, this is just me, and I'm sure most artists would like this. My work shows best when I have 20 of them. Mm-hmm. When I have a lot of them, people look at them and go, oh, I get it. Come here. Look at this one, look at this one. Because then they become sort of visual riddles. Yes. For people to try to figure out what the game is. So I've been doing this for about 10 years, and I have 2 or 3 different styles. This is one, and I'm doing some other things as well. It's such a great art, it's such a great journey and a great exploration to keep pushing. What I've found is that when you find something that sort of works for you, it's great to do 20, 30, 40, 50 of them, because you learn from that as well. But you can't just get locked in. You also have to go, well, what's next? What's the next big thing? Yes. So you always have to concentrate on this, but also think of, maybe there's something I haven't explored yet. So that's what I try to do. And I'm actually working on a new thing, predictions. So anyway, back to my story. So the new thing I'm trying to work on is no words in a way, although I continue. I've decided to not ever walk away from this, because it brings me pleasure. But now I'm trying to create juxtapositions, contradictions, paradoxes within a 2-dimensional painting. So for example, I would have, generally they are hard and soft, male and female, rough and fragile, kinds of things thrown together. Because first of all, they interest me, because I go, wow, how do they get along? I look at a couple and I go, how do those people even get along? He looks like a wrestler, and she looks like a beauty queen, and they seem to be happy together. So I've done things like, it's like a hatchet with a cracked egg.
Oh, wow.
And you go, whoa, that is like overkill. Wow. Or balloons with barbed wire. I did cactus with blowing bubbles across it. So they're all contradictions in a way of things that are rough and brutal and things that are fragile and huggable and lovable. So that's what I'm trying to do next. Because I think that as long as you can do something, you pull people in and you go, wow, what is that saying?
I'd like you to say if you have anything coming up. Is there any
Yes.
exhibitions?
Yes.
So that people
I have a show scheduled in August at the New Arts Center in Manhattan. And this should be an interesting show. This is called Art with a Story. These are pieces of art, and I've written a short story on each of these pieces of art. So the art will be there, and there'll be a short story written about the art, original fiction by me.
Oh, wow.
So, and actually what I may do is do it so that you can hit a button and hear me reading the story. They're short, they're 3-minute stories. But so I have that, and then I think that's a solo show. And then I have another solo show, I think, in Westchester on the same thing.
Great.
So that's my new thing.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Okay.
John.